what advice do you have for people who are so greatly and deeply affected by the murder of George Floyd and the ensuing protests and violence that they simply struggle to function?
Oh goodness. Again, another big question. And like you said, another big breathe in, breathe out moment. I guess I first want to identify the fact that like everyone is been struggling with COVID-19 and the grief and the trauma that has been coming because of that. So now we have a whole community of people who are grieving. And then on top of that, we all had to watch this traumatic event happen on live, live on TV and videotape for everyone to be able to see with the death of George Floyd. Grief on grief. And so you're talking about some really complex feelings and emotions that people are dealing with every day now. Confusion, frustration, anger, violence, you're seeing all of those things. And so I guess as far as advice, some of the things that we need to remember to do is we have to limit our use of social media and be careful about where we're getting our information from, because there's so much information out there that can easily gaslight us and take us to that point of being angry and extreme. Not always, but there's definitely some of those things that are doing that on purpose and some of those things that are doing that unintentionally. And so we have to be aware of what those things are doing to us as individuals, and then us as a society as well. So again, being careful about where we're getting that information from and trying to understand it as much as possible. I think that one of the biggest things that I work on with people when they come to therapy is their lack of coping skills. We teach people how to live and enjoy life, but we really don't teach them how to cope with those major events that are going on in life, or that could possibly come up. We don't prepare them for those circumstances. And so learning how to cope, finding healthy ways of doing it. So again, with what Dr. Shaw said, as far as the addiction rate going up, as far as use of alcohol and other substances, people are being cooped up, people are emotional, and they can't figure out a way to deal with those things other than to fill in those holes, those emotional holes with substances. So it's really important to find healthy ways of coping, whether that's journaling, exercising, eating healthy. We don't think about how eating can really help with our mood and our stability, but it really matters to eat healthy while we're all kind of cooped up during this pandemic time. It has a huge effect on the brain and on the body itself. And then I think the last thing as far as all of this stuff is just remembering to take care of each other, to talk to each other. You're not going through this alone. So it's so important to remember that, you have children, you have colleagues, you have friends, family who are all going through this with you. Talk to each other, support each other. And when it comes to the worst of the worst and you can't cope and that friendship and that connection isn't working anymore, talk to a therapist, talk to someone professionally who can help you with that. That's what we're here for. And we're prepared and we're ready for that. So, whether you go on Psychology Today and look up a therapist that looks like you and speaks your language, whether you look for someone through 211, that's a great resource as well. Find somebody, talk to someone, and that will help immensely, hopefully, and help you with the skills to be able to cope through such a tragic time right now.